Hey everybody, welcome to our call today, our live call about nSights DeFi Trader. It's nice to see everybody out there. Hey Doug, how are you?
Good, Deb. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, I was looking at Bitcoin over the weekend, watching at as it is, kind of fluctuating, we just had the halving. People don't really know what to expect, although we did talk about the last two halvings. We've watched a drop
Hmm.
after the halving event occurs. So
Right.
it's interesting just to watch it now that we understand a little bit more about what's happening. Also fun to read about the miners and what's going on with the miners. They're digging up some pretty interesting Bitcoin artifacts recently.
Wow. Tell me about that.
Well, I will tell you about that. So, one miner um, right after the halving, was
Hmm.
able to pull some of the Satoshi from the beginning of the beginning. Like it's super, super rare. And then they
Wow.
had this auction, and people bid on that block of Bitcoin, and he was able to sell it, I think, for we were looking at another article recently, so 23 million comes to mind, but I think that's for something else. But it was
Hmm.
in the high
Millions.
millions that
Wow.
that he made on that little tiny block that he
Well,
pulled.
well, he made more than I did this last week then.
I was checking my numbers just to make sure, but I think as myself as well. Yeah.
Right. Well, but we were also talking about, somebody that was doing some things in Solano, right? Or
Oh yeah,
Solana.
the meme coins.
Yeah, and he made 23 million. That's the one that you're talking about and remembering, right?
Yeah.
So the key is that, this is still the place to be.
Yeah,
Crypto is the most exciting place to be. So,
for sure.
it's a lot of fun. So yeah, so after the halving, we talked about it maybe going down a little bit. We talked about it potentially channeling out. Uh and question is, I think a lot of people are kind of like, what do I do now? Or is it a good time to buy? And the way that we do things, we always accumulate, we do cost averaging, so never really a bad time
Bad
to
time.
buy. But there are some
Unless
times
you're
that
at a
are
new
better.
high, right? If you've
Right,
reached a new high in the market, maybe that's a bad time to think about buying.
right. Right. And we did that last Friday. It wasn't a new high in the market, but we were setting up a trade and we were up against the top barrier. We said be patient, and we actually went on and did a promptu live on Saturday
Right.
to actually show that that pullback actually happened. You know, um, but we are getting questions about buying Bitcoin and stuff. So, I think why don't we go in and I don't think we've shown cycle trades yet. Why don't we go in and do a form of a cycle trade? There's two forms. So,
I
what do you
love
think
it.
about that?
I love it. I think that's such a great idea. We've got such phenomenal tools inside of nSights, and this is one of them. I love what we can do with cycle trades, Doug.
Okay, well, let's do that. That'll be fun. All right, let me.
This will be good for me too, because over the weekend, as I was looking at Bitcoin and thinking about some things, I did find a couple of grids that I had set up
Uh-huh.
last year on Bitcoin. And as it was going up, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to delete these and hold on to these tokens. I've got a nice little chunk of change over there to do some trading with now.
And that is really fun to do because there's two different types of cycle trades, and let me go into them because I think most people out there are going, what the heck is a cycle trade? Well,
Sure.
it's something that we created, right? It's our one of our toys and tools that we play with. Um, but there's two ways to do cycle trades, right? And the concept of a cycle trade, guys, is that either I own the coin and I can work with the coin that I own, or I could buy the coin and start. And that's what we're going to do today with Bitcoin. I'm going to buy the coin. Um, but the idea is to manage the coins that we have or buy a new coin and manage that coin as an independent trade, not part of a grid, not part of a bigger system, right? But part of a standalone system, so I could buy that trade or take coins that I have and then target the market going up to a high, sell those coins. and then instantly put in basically a short. And if the market comes back down, then buy those coins back again. And by doing that, I make money going up, and then I accumulate more coins coming down or make money coming down. So, it's that concept of, kind of the trade doing a cycle. I had it, I sold it, then I bought it back again, which makes the cycle. Okay.
Right.
So let's do that with Bitcoin here. Let's look at Bitcoin first. Let's get out of here just for a second, and let's see where we're at. Yeah, we're really kind of holding. We came down to this bottom barrier area here, Deb.
Yeah.
And we're kind of holding this area. Just from a technical standpoint, here's our prior barrier before our big break up. And we came back, held that barrier, came back, held that barrier, basically held the barrier here. This is a little bit above it, but right back into the barrier, into the barrier, into the barrier, and we're in the barrier again. So we can drag this across, and it becomes real clear that this has been an area where the buyers have defended the market going down anymore. And we kind of see here in the current real time, in the last few hours, we're showing a little bit of up pressure. We actually, and this is Hakanashi candles, guys. If you're thinking, oh, my candles don't look like that, we use Hakanashi candles quite a bit to understand different things in the market. Standard candles look kind of like this, right? And we're not quite at this barrier. We're in between this little range here, which is significant. And we can see it here also. But like I said, it's never a bad time to accumulate Bitcoin. And so for that reason, we're down quite a bit. I think we're down. Let's see how far down we are from our high here. We're down about 14%. And if this new mouse does that, it drives me crazy, Deb. I click on the side of it and it just decides to scroll like crazy. About 17% back up. Okay.
Now, what I'm seeing in the run that we're in right now is I'm seeing lower lows each time. But I do see that the upward trend that's happening now looks like it's got pretty good volume going in right now. I'm interested to see if that run creates a higher high than the last.
If we get above this area here,
we can get above that area there.
Yeah. I think, we got, obviously this is the main part here, right? And it's not very high, not up. And I apologize for this mouse, guys. It's not up it's not enough for me to be interested in getting out in profit with Bitcoin at 5% up. So I would buy Bitcoin, I would accumulate it. We start taking out these highs. We get above this, then we'll probably definitely come back into this area and potentially test the high. But I'm not even interested in really getting out at the high, Deb, because I believe that we have potential to go above that. And so really what I'm going to do in the cycle trade is I'm going to set a much higher target. And then if I want to come back and manage that, if I find it gets up here, we're not breaking, I could go ahead and manage that trade and change the cycle trade to go out and close it out. But if we get above here, I want to take advantage of some movement in Bitcoin. So I'm going to set a higher target than the current high in the market. And then as we approach that high, I'll see what, the market's doing. I'll look at the volume, I'll look at the fear and greed in the market and see if we are going to break this high. And if not, then, then I can choose to cash it out and bank some money and change my cycle trade. So
Sure,
let's
and
do that.
now's a really good time to remind everybody, you guys, we are not financial advisors. So what you're seeing here is for educational purposes only. And trading is risky. In anything that you're trading, it is risky. And past performance is not indicative of future results. So important that we mention those things while we're on with you guys. And yeah, I'm excited to see how you set this cycle trade up. And what Doug's going to do is he's going to walk through his trade plan with you, right? While he's thinking about, what he wants to do with this. When you're walking through the cycle trade to set it up, you're actually walking through your own trade plan. What are you expecting to get out of this cycle trade? So
Right.
exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I will change mouses next time before we do this, guys. And it's probably driving everybody crazy, driving me crazy. So again, apologize. Really, what I'm doing is I'm kind of measuring the last moves of Bitcoin, and this seems to be the range that it's moved.
That it's liking.
Yeah, that's liking. So I'm going to actually use this range as a breaking range, and I might actually push it just a little bit more than that, just to give, if it really does start getting momentum. So maybe around 33. I'm going to go 84,000 target on my cycle trade, which is about 14% above the current high, which is a little aggressive with the current psychology of the market, the current movements of the market. And I definitely hate this mouse. All right, look at that. Every time I click on it, it does that. That's about 36% up from where we are right now. So, oh no, excuse me, got the wrong line. Right here, about 33% up from where we are right now. So let's go with that. And again, like I said, our system's designed, if I want to come back in and manage it, I can do that very, very easily. And maybe we will do that as part of the process of doing this. So
Sure, because as you mentioned a bit ago, we came on last week, Friday, we set up a new grid for Filecoin. And for those of you who might not have seen it, we popped back on for a quick moment on Saturday to give you an update on what Filecoin had done. So go ahead and watch that Friday event, watch the Saturday if you wanted to see the follow-up. And we'll continue to do those kinds of things, guys. As we continue to set things up in nSights, we'll come back live and show you how nSights is managing those trades.
Correct. And that's the fun part. I love doing that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into cycle trade here, guys. I don't have enough Bitcoin here to do the first part of cycle trades where I own the coin and I can actually commit that to a higher target and set up the cycle. So I'm actually going to buy in. Okay. So I'm going to buy some Bitcoin down where we are now. And I have a couple of choices when I buy. I can do it at market or I can do a custom price. And I can tell how much Bitcoin I want to buy. So let's just say I want to buy $100. Well, I'll just come in here and type $100 here. I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. If I wanted to set a custom price, I could say I want to buy it if it drops 5% down to 59. I could buy it at that, or I could buy it at market. I'm going to buy it at market, which is where we are right now, and so I have control over where I get in and how I get in. But I'm going to go ahead and buy at market just because I'd like Bitcoin, obviously, and I want to get in. So I'm going to hit next here. This is what gives me the summary of what I'm doing so far. My buying at market, I'm doing $100. It's going to give me an estimated this amount of Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to copy this because I got a spreadsheet over here I'm going to share with you guys in a minute that I use.
And Doug, so that we don't confuse anyone, the amount of Bitcoin that you currently have in your wallet that you just showed is $355. So I don't
Yeah,
want somebody to think that that's not enough to play with here.
sure.
Yeah. So I did the conversion real quick just to see what it was at current price.
Okay.
0.003.
Well, okay. So you did more than I did. Let's go back. Okay. Let's do this. Let me X this down. Let me refresh then. And I love doing this live with you guys because you can see it's real. We're doing the real thing.
Sure.
So let's do this. Let's take all my Bitcoin here, or this Bitcoin, and let's pledge it. It's $300 worth. Okay. And let's buy in. Let's do both.
Let's do both.
Okay. So I'm going to buy in at market and hit next. Oh, got to tell it how much to buy in. I'm going to do $100 worth. Okay. And hit next.
So in this scenario, he's taking $100 of the $315 that he has in Bitcoin, and he's pulling that into this cycle trade.
Right. Well, actually, what I'm doing is I took all of the Bitcoin that I had and I pulled that into the cycle trade, and I'm buying an additional $100
Oh,
worth.
apology. Yes, sorry. Yes,
Yes.
you are.
So
Buying additional
the
100.
300 and some odd dollars you said I had plus 100, so it's a little over $400 worth of Bitcoin that I have that I'm playing with. Okay.
Got it.
So I'm taking what I have and I'm saying if Bitcoin goes up to a target, and I'm going to set the target, sell what I have and sell what I'm buying right now. Combine those two and sell them both at a price. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. And let's hit next. All right. So this is asking me, where do I want to short at? Where do I want to sell that at? We kind of looked at a price of around 84,000 already, which is kind of high. Okay. Which is up about 33% from where the current market is. And when we short that, it's going to give me $564. We know that I'm just slightly over $400, whatever that number is. And so it's going to give me about 564 back. So it's going to make a nice little profit on that initial sell at the top. Okay. So that's where I'm going to short at. And then I'm going to, let's see here. Let's make a copy. Okay. I don't want to do that. Okay. So let's hit next here. Now it's asking me where I want to take that $564 that I have now. Okay. And again, I had a little over 300 in. And Deb, how much was that amount? Three what?
I think it was 315 for you.
315. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little over 400. So 315 plus 100 is 415. It's going to give me 560 some odd dollars back, I think it was.
564 is what, when those go through, you'll have 564 BUSD back.
Okay, I'm going to do this over here. 414 and 564 back. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to say, and when I'm going to say when I buy back, I want to buy it back if it drops, let's say 25%. So if it drops back down to 63, I want to buy back, and that will give me an estimated 1.015 Bitcoin. Okay. So that's the estimated Bitcoin coming back if it drops down to there. So what I've done is taken the Bitcoin that I have, plus buying some Bitcoin, shorting it at a higher price, and then if it buys back, comes back down, buy the Bitcoin back, with the additional money that I made. Now, remember, it's about 415, but now I've got over 560. So I made that profit going up, but when it comes back down, I'm going to use that whole 560 to buy Bitcoin again. So now I'm going to accumulate more Bitcoin. And that's the whole concept here. So let me put in the 2FA here. Create the cycle trade, submit it, confirm.
Success.
And we are off and running. So I can go down here now, and there's the cycle trade that I just created. And so here it is. It's got the current market buy. Okay.
And that's with BUSD. You used
Yes.
100 of your BUSD from your mid wallet. Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
And so this is all the steps that we're working on, and the last step that we're waiting on, the buyback step. So everything completely mapped out here for you, and very, very simple to follow. So yeah, Deb, I'm happy to buy some more Bitcoin.
So Doug, why don't you tell them what happens if the price continues to run and we hit that price for your short setup first?
If it goes up and hits the short,
If it hits the short first?
well, I'm already bought in. So I bought at market. So I have my coins. I've got everything that I need, right? And
Yes.
so if it runs up, hits the 84,000, I think it is, it's going to sell my Bitcoin. It's going to sell the ones that I just bought because I bought at market. Now, lots of times I'll do, a custom price, and I'll buy at a deeper price. So there's two things that could happen there. If I had set up a custom price and I said, okay, I want it to drop 5% before I buy, okay, but I already put in my current coins that I have in my wallet, so I'm kind of hedging the market that way. So it takes the coins that I already have, and if it goes and hits the 84, it'll sell the coins I have. And if the market hadn't dropped to buy that additional amount, that if I had set a custom price of 5%, it will cancel that order.
Right.
But if the market had dropped the 5%, if I had done a custom price, then it would have put that $100 in at a deeper price, gave me 5% more coins than at current market. But because I wanted to get in, I did it at current market. So I'm all in. I'm all in with my coins that I own, and I'm all in with the coins that I bought. And so I don't have to, hope that the market's going to drop to get that additional coins. I'm in the game.
Right.
So if it goes to 84, it sells out. And then if it pulls back, I think it was, 63,000 is the buyback price down here. So if it comes back down to 63,000, it'll buy those Bitcoin back, and we're off and running. So
Brilliant.
okay.
I did see your first, I missed that you put it in at market price. I apologize about that. And I do see it on the blockchain. So that went through. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, we're in the game, and that's what it's all about. So hard to make money if you're not in the game. So we're having fun, and I enjoyed doing this, Deb. So thank you for bringing up the idea of doing Bitcoin today.
Yeah, this nSights is such a great tool, guys. If you're interested in learning more about nSights or becoming a trader yourself, and again, this is for the novice to the master trader. We've got the money management tools that all master traders would love to have in their back pocket. And in fact, on Saturday, guys, I'll be uploading a video soon. On Saturday, we brought up a special guest, Carolyn, and we talked about the fact that she uses nSights and has from the beginning when we had our beta testers in, but she never pushes buttons. She just set up a few grids and she goes about her business doing what she loves. And her experience has been phenomenal. Her profits have been phenomenal just using the tool itself. This is why we say For the novice or the master trader, we've got everything that you need.
Well, her profit, Devin, we can actually say it because it's real profit for her, and she's a smaller account, and this was the thing that actually even surprised me, Deb, about nSights. You know, even though I designed it and you guys helped me build it and everything, um, I wasn't quite sure what amount of money would be optimal, right? And
Right.
and I won't say how much is in her account because that's her business, but you know, it's not a huge amount of money. But she's up 272% this year, right? And
Okay.
it's a year and a month or so, maybe a year, month and a half or so. But she's up 272%. And you know, that's phenomenal.
That
I
is, yeah.
and
That
that's a no touch, right? That and
set
she
it and
doesn't,
forget it.
yeah, she doesn't do a lot of the things that some of the other traders do. So that's very exciting.
Very exciting. It's for everyone, you guys. So if you're interested in learning more, find our Discord. We'll go ahead and put the link to Discord out here on this YouTube live. It's also on our YouTube channel. You can find it there, but come join us because we do get together every Saturday morning and our whole community comes together and we go through some trade scenarios or we answer questions. We're very real people. We like to make sure everybody understands we're accessible, we're real. And we've got a phenomenal platform here that is killing it. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. However, it's killing it.
Right, right. Yeah. And that's the fun thing. And you know, and again, I think whether crypto goes down for a while from here, it's just all opportunity. Just trade it correctly. There's a lot of opportunity to make money here. So lots of fun. Deb,
Right.
thank you. Everybody,
Doug,
thank
thank
you for
you.
joining us. We'll see you on Wednesday. Deb.
See you on Wednesday. Bye, guys.